Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the show. I'm so grateful you're here. Today, we're talking about my 4 pillars to coaching, and this is so you can step into your most abundant, magnetic, unbothered, just unshakable confidence queen that you are. So I'm going to go over each pillar, and then within each pillar, I'm going to talk about the tools that I use within those pillars and what it really means to me and how I help my clients. So let's get into the episode. Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. But before I get into the nitty-gritty details, I have something so exciting to tell you. I am launching my brand new one-to-one mentorship program. It's called Limitless, and this is for you to activate your mindset, build unshakable confidence, and step into the woman that has the things that you want, okay? So many programs are here to give you the action steps, the tasks, the roadmap, but what's really missing is you actually becoming the person that can show up and do all of the habits, the roadmap. Trust me, I've joined so many programs, and for me, it's all about becoming the version of me that has the things that I want. Because again, having a roadmap or the tasks or whatever it is all great and dandy if you actually do them. But are you the type of person to have self-trust, to have discipline, to have confidence, to show up for yourself? That is what my one-to-one program Limitless is all about, stepping into that version of you. In order to take advantage of the Black Friday promotion, I'm giving it to the first 3 women that apply and are accepted. This is an application only program because we do work so closely and so directly together. So it's application only. The link is in the description to apply. And again, the Black Friday promotion, you can save over $1,000 off. I cannot wait to work with you. And also, this does expire a week from Monday, so December 2nd. If you are craving depth and wanting to really focus on becoming the person and the version of you that has your goals so you can easily and effortlessly attract them and show up as that person, apply below. Okay, so let's get into the episode. So last night I was taking a shower and I was put my salt rock lamp on, and I was really just, I know it sounds funny, but I put on a sad, chill, what is it called? I think I looked this up in Spotify. It's a sad shower playlist, and it created something for me. Love that for you, Spotify. But one of the songs that came on was Scars to Beautiful, and if you haven't heard it, it's just a powerful song, but it really talks about this. It's about this girl who struggled with her feeling worthy because she doesn't match the beauty standards, and she thought she just had to not eat food and eat as little as possible, and she thought that was the thing that was going to make her beautiful and make her worthy. And in the song, she goes into how you're beautiful just the way you are. Oof, this is getting emotional. And a past version of me resonates so deeply with the girl in the song. And I went through some really dark times when I didn't love myself because of my body. I thought I just needed to shrink myself to be as small as possible, and that would make people love me and want to be around me. And I had that story in my head for a really, really long time. And even when I lost the weight, it never fixed the thing that I wanted it to. I thought that making myself smaller was going to make me more confident and make me feel more loved, and it never did. And so what would happen is I would just continue to be like, oh, I must not be small enough. I must not be skinny enough. I must not be pretty enough. And I continued down that rabbit hole for years and years and years, probably 8 years, truthfully. And that was when I had disordered eating and binge ate and all of the things. So it really just hit me last night. Again, why I switched from health and fitness coaching to mindset coaching is because changing your body is never going to fix the thing that you want it to. again, we want to be loved, we want to feel confident, we want to feel sexy, we want to feel magnetic. But what happens is you trick yourself into thinking that's the thing that's giving you love, because you get external validation by all these people saying, oh my gosh, you look so good, you look so good, until one day that external validation stops, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I must not look good. And you kind of get in your head and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I thought I looked good, everyone. What's up with this external validation? And so you end up confusing yourself and, again, thinking you're not enough because you're relying on this external validation of what society or what other people want you to be. And so you're never actually truly fulfilling yourself from the inside out. And even for me, oh gosh, I used to base all of my worthiness on my achievements. You know, I was like, once I lose weight and I'm skinny, then I'll love myself. You know, once I become a 49er cheerleader, then I'll be confident. And that one threw me for a loop. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be like the most confident girl in the world being a 49er cheerleader, like just like this icon. And like, I was so not confident. Did not feel comfortable in my own skin. I was constantly comparing myself to all these other beautiful, amazing, nice, talented humans that I was surrounded with. And even, you know, when I got a 20K month in business, I thought that was the thing that I was going to feel worthy and loved. And, you know, when I met Eric, my boyfriend / soulmate, like I thought that was the thing that was going to fix everything and that was going to cause the happiness. And it's not that. Whenever you're relying on external achievements or things or somebody else or some other achievement like your body or hitting a goal, like that's never the thing that's gonna make you feel the way that you want. And again, that's why I'm so passionate about this, is because I'm all for feeling good in your own skin. I think it's so important to take care of your mind and your body, but also relying on external validation and relying on achievements, it's not going to get you to feel the way that you want. It all comes from the inside. Fulfillment from achievements is fleeting. It's so up and down, which means your mood, your happiness, your joy. When you base something outside of yourself, you don't have control of the ups and downs. But when you actually have true love, true self-acceptance, true love for yourself, you get to decide how you feel, which means you don't have to go on this roller coaster of emotions of, you know, when someone's mad at you, you feel all these feelings and emotions about yourself, and you can't go on with your life because you're so worried about what this other person thinks of you that they're mad at you. Or if you are trying to do some sort of people pleasing, but you say no and then someone gets upset, it's like when you learn to go deep within yourself and truly love and accept yourself from the inside, you will be so shocked at how much more peaceful your life gets and how much more fulfilling your life gets. I am so passionate about this because feeling good, feeling happy, feeling confident in whatever it is you're actually craving from reaching whatever goal, whether that is body, whether that is confidence, whether that is, you know, starting a business or, you know, posting on Instagram or whatever it may be, you get to feel those feelings now before the goals, the achievements come into fruition. When you start feeling it now, you are just going to feel so grounded, so peaceful, so happy because you know that you're the one that's in control of how you feel. Okay, so how do you actually become an unbothered, unshakable, confident queen who's obsessed with her life? What I believe to be true is we're put on this earth to figure out who we truly are, become our authentic self, and also enjoy the shit out of our life. Live big. Explore all the emotions. We're not supposed to run away from different parts of ourselves because we're afraid of them. So let's get into the 4 pillars. So again, this is all about stepping into this next level version of yourself. And I think sometimes when I say that, it sounds cheesy, but it really is just getting to know yourself on a deep level, knowing that you are in control of your life. You are in the driver's seat and you can have anything that you want, okay? So pillar number 1 is mindset. Shocker. So within mindset, I think it's so important to have a resilient mind. What this means to me is that you use your mind to your advantage. You let go of limiting beliefs. You let go of past versions of yourself so you can easily become whoever you want. You know that without a doubt, you are going to reach your goals. You show up for yourself. You show up and do the things that you say you're going to do because you have a resilient mindset that pushes through. Next up is emotional intelligence. Another key factor is being emotionally intelligent, understanding your own emotions, also understanding that other people's emotions are just a reflection of their own world and their own inner world, and just knowing that it actually has nothing to do with you. Just getting so deep and emotionally intelligent that I always use this word unbothered, which is kind of a catchy way to say that you leave space between your trigger and your reaction, okay? Because when you don't just react, you're able to separate that amount of time and decide how you want to react from a calm, grounded place instead of just a triggered reactivity response, okay? Another piece of the mind is self-image, okay? Self-image is your own perception of yourself, okay? And I think using gym people is such a good example, but I'll even explain it a little bit deeper too. But Pilates girly, they have a totally different self-image than the gym rat. Again, all working out people, all people that move their bodies, but again, the identity and the self-image of those people is drastically different. What I believe to be true is that self-image is also how you believe other people perceive you, okay? I think that kind of ties into how you see yourself as well as how you think other people see you. So again, it's all about identity. It's all about your perception of self. And the crazy thing about self-image is that your brain will literally block out things that don't align with your self-image. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of myself, and I'm literally calling myself out so hard right now. But I convinced myself that I'm not a triggered person. I'm in this shadow work course, and I convinced myself, I was like, yeah, I just don't really have that many triggers. I legitimately thought that to myself. And as soon as my mentor, Becca, mirrored back to me, that's because your self-image doesn't align with being a triggered person. That's who you actually think you are. So your brain will actually block out memories, thoughts, beliefs about in different times when you've actually been triggered. And then as soon as she said that, it was like a waterfall of all these different triggered events started coming back to my brain. It was because I put that awareness on it, and I was like, I'm a triggered bitch. I am triggered. The fact that I thought that I was just not triggered at all, which again, this is moving up in consciousness, okay? Moving up in awareness. So now I know I'm a triggered girly, and there's nothing wrong with that. That just means there's something that I need to heal. There's something that I need to work on. There's something that's trying to be seen within myself. But I want you to know that. But if you believe that you're not a confident person, if you believe that you are not a magnetic, beautiful, amazing person, your world is going to reflect that back to you, because your reticular activating system is only picking up on things that are showing that to be true. And even still, I think a good example of this too is, let's just say you don't feel beautiful today, and someone comes up and says, oh, you're so beautiful. You're like, no, I'm not. You don't believe them. But if on a day where you got all cute and you're, feeling beautiful for whatever reason, someone says, you're so beautiful, and you're like, oh, thank you. Okay, because your self-image aligns with what is reflecting back what you feel. So you're able to your reticular activating system picks up on that, and that self-image aligns with how you actually feel, so then you actually take that in. I could go into so much more depth on that, but we'll keep it there for now because we have a lot of the episode to go through. Next up is shadow work, which kind of goes along with emotional intelligence, but looking at your triggers, looking at your shadows, looking at your projections. Okay, life is a giant mirror, okay? If you are triggered by something, life is such a big mirror, and shadow work, I could go on and on about it, but I think I want to maybe save that for another episode to go in depth on it. But if you're not familiar, shadow work is essentially looking at the parts of yourself that you have ignored or repressed or have not wanted to look at. For example, my mind was blown when I figured this out. We are all everything. We are liars. We are manipulators. We are everything. And again, you have to be at a level of self-development to be able to accept this stuff. And me going into this might not make full sense, but there are parts of ourselves that we know are there, whether consciously or unconsciously, but we decide that we are not. We don't associate with that. Oh, I'm not a liar. that probably means there's part of you that lies. And that's not a bad thing. Looking at your shadows is not, these are the bad parts of me. It really is learning to accept all parts of yourself, okay? Like, even think about this. Like, being a liar could be, oh, you're late to work, and instead of saying that you were just late, you're like, oh yeah, like traffic was crazy, like, and it wasn't. Lying. Even people pleasing is a form of manipulation because you are trying to change yourself or do something to make the other person feel differently. If you showed up authentically as yourself, instead of doing some sort of people pleasing tendency and like going out of your way to make sure the other person, or doing something for the other person, or maybe not telling the whole truth because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, like liar, manipulation, okay? Again, I could go in so much depth on this, but it's about integrating all parts of yourself, not just the ones that we quote unquote think are the better parts of ourselves, okay? So, shadow work is a big piece of what I work on with my clients. Also something I'm going through, I'm not sitting over here like I'm perfect, okay? I'm working on so many things myself. And I think with mindset work, it's like you're peeling back the layers. Even if I'm like, got all my shadow work done, like I love all parts of myself, something's probably going to happen that's going to trigger me to see another part of myself that I'm like, whoa. Okay? So it's always a journey. So the more you can learn and have these tools, the easier it's going to be when another piece of the onion needs to become peeled, okay? Okay, pillar number 2 is body. And why this is so important is because the mind-body connection is so insanely powerful. Obviously, moving your body is important, but even on a emotional level, your body holds on to emotions. When you feel triggered, you feel like that, you feel that gut feeling. When you maybe are excited, you feel like a little bit like light and like airy. Our body actually tells us so much information, and so having that connection is so important. I also think moving your body is so important. I also think regulating your nervous system is so important, which, again, I need to go into a whole separate podcast episode on that, but regulating your nervous system, being grounded, being here, being now is so important. And again, you need that mind-body connection, as well as nourishing your body, okay? Eating foods that make you feel good. Again, taking care and nourishing your body is a huge part of honoring yourself, taking care of yourself, watching the foods that you're putting in your body because they fuel you. It decides how you show up, how you have energy, how you feel matters, okay? So again, body is so important, just as important as your mindset. It's important to piece both of them together because they're both two very important things that you have to take care of, okay? And they have this huge connection. Pillar number 3 is intuition. And again, intuition is this compass that is guiding you to your authentic self, okay? I think so often we do things because we think we should. We're like, I should do this because my grandma wants me to do this, or I should do this because that's what people do. Like, I even talked about this in a short form piece of content today where there's so many people, I'm 30, and people are having babies and doing all the things, and I'm over here buying a new snowboard, okay? Like, there is no right or whatever. Your path is your path, and using your intuition to guide you on that is so powerful, and you need that mind-body connection to actually tap into your intuition. Intuition also is doing things that make you happy, like truly figuring out your authentic self and what you truly like and what you truly don't like. It's also listening to yourself and your intuition, and again, becoming your most authentic version of yourself. How you do that is using your intuition. Also, when you use your intuition to take aligned action that feels good, action that you know deep down is the right thing for you, it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier to show up for yourself. It's also so much more fulfilling when you are locked in to your intuition because you just believe and trust yourself so much that you don't care what other people think. You become your authentic self by listening to your intuition. It gives you strong decision-making skills, and this is a huge part of becoming your authentic self and tying into being this truly authentic, confident, unbothered, happy, hot, and healed version of yourself, okay? Because even an example of intuition, like let's just say you want to invest in a program and you're like, no, I know I need to do this. My intuition is telling me I need to do this. Everyone around you is saying, no, don't do that. Why would you do that? That's crazy. Don't do that. Like, that doesn't make sense. I can't believe you would do that. and you listen to them, you're not listening to your intuition. But if your intuition is so strong, you don't give a shit what other people think. You know that this is what you're meant to do, whether that is, I don't know, going on a vacation, investing in a mentorship, buying a home, moving across the country, whatever it may be, your intuition is always guiding you, and it is a tool that you have, and it just takes time to get connected to it, okay? Pillar number 4 is rituals. Some things that we work on are the success habit loop, and this is how you rewire patterns, because when we form habits, our brain gets a dopamine hit based on our reward and based on what we want. There's a cue, routine, reward, okay? There is some sort of cue that triggers you to do the routine, whatever it may be. And when you do the routine, it triggers a reward. And that is how our brain works and why we start to form habits, okay? When you realize that you have control of this habit loop, you actually can change your habits so much easier because you're rewiring it from a brain perspective. And how your brain works is it's a reward system. It's looking for that dopamine, okay? So if you can switch out a piece of the cue, routine, reward, you will be able to change any habit that you want. It's really, really powerful. Routines are important for a lot of reasons, but I think a lot of people have resistance towards routines and rituals is because they're like, oh, it's going to take so much time, blah, blah, blah. But truly, when you dial in on your rituals, whether that is like planning your day or going to the gym or meal prepping or whatever it may be, like having some sort of ritual with your business, it actually makes things so much easier. And how you make them easier for you to want to do them is you make them a vibe, okay? Even for me, I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my face. I come in here and I have, since it's dark out when I wake up, and I just have that salt rock lamp on, and it is such a vibe. Like, romanticizing every little part of your rituals is going to make you want to actually show up and want to actually do them, okay? It also allows you to just slow down when you're present and grounded. When you make your rituals and routines a vibe, you romanticize it, it's going to make you want to do them so much more. And so it's so powerful to actually create rituals and routines that feel good to you. Again, it's so important to do what feels good for you. What feels good for you doesn't feel good for me because we have different intuitions, we are different souls, we are different bodies, we have different likes and dislikes. So it's so important to figure out what works for you, okay? And again, creating the routines is the simple part, and sometimes you have to try them out. And maybe you love this routine maybe you love your morning routine for 6 months, and then one day you're like, oh my God, I'm so bored. This is horrible. Switch up your routine, okay? It's so important to just not put so many restrictions on yourself, okay? I think everybody thinks there's some secret formula to reaching whatever it is that you want. And it's not about the secret formula. It's about figuring out your own unique mechanism, your own way of living, your own ways that make you happy, your own routines, your own habits, your own rituals, your own type of living, your life that works for you, because you have to follow your intuition to figure that out. And sometimes it takes a few times to figure out what works and what doesn't. What I believe to be true is that we're put on this earth to figure out who we are and to truly become our authentic selves. And to do that, you need your intuition, you need your mindset, you need your body, and you need rituals to get there. Okay? That's why these are my 4 pillars, because I think they are so powerful and truly will help you become the most abundant, magnetic, unbothered, healed, happy, hot, of course, glowing from the inside out, unshakable, confident version of yourself, okay? Your authentic self is all these things. You just have to start believing that that's who you are and step into her. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It would mean the world if you rated and reviewed it or shared it with a friend who needed to hear this. I absolutely love making this kind of content. So if you have anything that you want me to make a video on or any requests, please go ahead on YouTube. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. You also can leave a comment on Spotify as well. So I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Do you want a free transformational mindset session to clear fear, step into your potential, and align with your highest self? In just 15 minutes, this transformational tool will help you release the anxiety, fear, or limiting beliefs that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. All you have to do is write an honest review of the show on Apple Podcasts. The link is in the description. Screenshot it and send it to the email below. This is the exact technique I use on my clients and myself. It's a powerful blend of NLP and hypnosis to uncover exactly what's holding you back from stepping into your future self. So start rewiring your mind today.